Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Stitch Circle. I am your host, Michelle of YesMichelle Crochets. And allow me, please, first to apologize. I'm about a minute late. And honestly, this time it's not my fault. The internet decided to bleep right at 1 second before we were due to start. And then Restream said, I'm not going to let you in. Start over. So I had to start over, but that's quite okay. Everything was in place and I'm winding yarn. So bear with me. And let me say good morning to everyone. Good morning, Erica. Glad to have you with me and enjoy that family. Good morning, Lady Elaine. And of course, there's my comment. We'll talk about that in a minute. Excuse me. And good morning, Vic. I understand that you're listening. I appreciate you being here. Good morning to those of you just coming in. And as you come in, as I always ask, please do me a favor. Hit that like button so that we all know you're here. And if you would please share with me what you're working on. As you can see, I am winding yarn. I have a yarn winder sitting literally right there. But this particular skein of yarn, as you can see, has some issues and she was being fickle. So we have to work with her gently. Nonetheless, as I said in my note, I have a little project I want to share with you guys, and I kind of want to talk with you, but we'll wait till some more of our friends join us today before we get into the deep part of that. There's a lot going on in front of and behind the scenes. In front of, I'm me. So it is what it is. Of course, I don't need to tell those of you that are here that the scroll at the bottom is the message of the day, and it is the message each and every day. As others come in, we will encourage them to abide by the rules because those are the rules. But beyond that, what's going on with you guys today? Let me move this up a little bit. Good morning, Marsha Lee, and welcome in. Excuse me, my sinuses are being extra today too. And she said, wait a minute, loaf cats. I've never done that. They are super cute, but that falls into that Ami section, which is something that I don't necessarily do. I love them, but I'm never going to make them, just being honest. I don't want to tell you I'm going to do something that I'm not. It's just not my thing. This has been such a fun week for me. Getting back to the normal of it all, if you could call it normal, my version of normal. Had a couple of medical glitches, but they were tiny. And the beauty was I was able to recover. So yay us. And as you can hear, I'm still dealing with some sinusy stuff, but it is what it is. Make a change. Welcome in. Glad to have you. And Bella Vita, I know you gave me another name for you. Darling, please bear with me. And if you did, share that with me so that I have the opportunity to greet you properly. Either way, good morning and hello, everyone. So this is the call of the moment. Like I said, I have a yarn winder sitting right here, but there was a part of the yarn that kept making it mess up. And when I say it was just, woo, something else. So I'm making a ball first, and then I will do the other things I need to do. I don't do Ami either. I don't do eyes or anything. Still cute and loved. I bet. I bet. But you know what? I think I could get with the loaf cat because it's kind of like the pillows that you put behind your back, the round ones. I love those. And good morning, Make It Do Form. I love you. Glad you are here. Glad you are here indeed. Now I have make change and make it do. I'm going to try to work with that and remember, but I'll forget. Just give me grace and a little bit of patience. Good morning, Jen. That's what it is. Book, cat, and yarn, some others. That's okay. If you chose to lurk, that is fine. But I just enjoy having your company and your presence. Of course, you're like, it helps. But beyond that, I'm just glad you're here. For those of you who are new, hi, Youth 101's recipes are created. Okay, very good, Marsha Lee. Nonetheless, for those of you who might be new to me, a couple of things we like to do here of course, is work on our projects. This is a wonderful time to sit down and really put in some hard time in on your project. Of course, if you just want to enjoy the music that you hear beyond my voice. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm having a silly morning. And we're going to have some trivia. So I pepper in questions throughout. It's not important whether you know the answers or not, because I promise you, it will not change your income bracket. It's just something fun to do. And it keeps me from squirreling in the wrong direction. So that's what it's for. But I also hope that it gives us the opportunity to learn a little bit more about each other, a little more about me, a little more about you. And at the end of the day, just spend some time together, because I love this community and I love getting to spend time with my friends. So Make It Do Form is from Northern Carolina. Okay. Northern California and getting ready for work. Well, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate the time that you can spend with me, and I understand about work. Yeah, we all have work, and I get it. So I'm almost done with the part of the cake that I stuck on the yarn winder, and then we won't even talk about the menagerie that's just under my arm. So forgive me. I hate when I do that, but my sinuses are being super extra this morning. And it could be all the fluff from this yarn. But let me tell you a little bit about this particular yarn. This is the Premier Basics DK. I think that's backwards for you guys, but nonetheless, it's a DK weighted yarn, and that's not normally my wheelhouse. I love a good thick yarn, but I don't mind this. I tried it initially, and I have to be honest with you, I didn't love it, but I tried it again. And man, was it a game changer for me. I've made several things with it, and it's my go-to if I have to have a DK weighted yarn. So loving this. Of course, if I want variegated yarn or something that has multiple colors all in the same location, then I'm probably going to reach for the Karen jumbo yarn, because again, I like a heavier yarn. If I want a lighter yarn, then I'm going to go for the mandala ombres or things like that. So that's a little bit about me and my yarn choices. But I will also say freely, lately, I am loving my cotton yarn, but that has a lot to do with the season. I just caked up. In fact, I'll show it to you because it's sitting right here. I just caked up. This is KNC that used to be a part of the Joanne line. I don't know for a fact, so don't quote me, that you can get it on I can see it. I always go to it for trinkets and things. Oriental Trading. And I'm told they have it. I don't know for 100% fact. So again, your mileage may vary. And if that's not the case, let me know, because at some point I'm going to want more of that yarn. And if I can get access to it, I will probably go over there and buy it, as long as there are not unreasonable pricing, because I know what I paid for that. And here's a question for you, though not on our trivia list, just to ponder and share with me in the comments, if you will. How many of you have notes, notebooks maybe, or even spreadsheets of what you paid for your yarn and what your yarn inventory might currently look like? Because at least for me, because I have yarn in multiple locations in my home, as well as a storage unit. And I have another storage unit that I had to get because, we brought the college child home this week, so they have their own storage unit. And yeah, I just hooked my yarn, so I have to pull back and get that out. Anyway, um, he has his own storage unit. With that being the case, I have to say some of my things may end up in his storage unit. I'm paying for it, so I figure I better be able to use it. He did say he doesn't mind. So I have a spreadsheet to keep up with all my different projects and all my different yarns because I've Red Heart over here and Premiere over there and Karen over there and KNC somewhere else. So, we have to keep things where we know where they are because I will lose it. And then what will we do? I don't know about you, but me, if I can't find what I'm looking for, I'll buy some more. I'm just going to tell the truth on myself. If I can't find what I'm looking for, I will buy more. Hello, Christine. Good morning from San Diego. Ooh, I love it. What's the weather like out where you guys are, wherever you are, whether you are East Coast, Midwest, or West Coast? I have no idea what the weather is like here because in this space, the weather is absolutely perfect. I'm a beginner crocheter working on my stitch scrap blanket and granny square top. Love it. In fact, I just saw an inspiration of a granny square top that I may try. We'll see. As long as he doesn't take all your yarn back. Oh, you know what? Lady Elaine, you know your friend. And if he tries to go after my yarn, we will fight. Tussles will be had. Actually, I don't have to worry about that, if anything. One of the things I've learned over time is clear totes are your friends. And it's easy to see whether it's yarn or not. LOL. My yarn stash is not out of control yet. It's still manageable, so I don't do all that. I know where everything is, and they're pretty organized. I am so envious. That is so not my testimony. My yarn is kind of like my crazy. It's a little bit of everywhere. Oh, make it do for him, said Wendy. The fire danger is getting higher. I am so sorry to hear that. Make change said, sunny in Southeast Louisiana. Love it. And Christine said, I'm also a zennial. So if it was not for YouTube crocheters, I would never have learned. Thank you. You are so welcome. Christine, please allow me to say this with love and support. Thank you for learning. Thank you for taking the time to learn. That is so important to me. I also want to let you know that on my channel, I have a whole playlist called Terminology Tuesday that breaks down the abbreviations you see in patterns because it's great to be able to watch a video tutorial and learn, but it's even better if you can read the pattern. And if you don't like the way something is set up and you want to change a little something, you can. And Marsha Lee said, it's 67 in Atlanta right now with a high of 85. So a nice hot day. Ooh, yes. Christine said, it actually rained yesterday. Perfect crochet weather. Yes. But you know what? I don't know a weather that isn't a great crochet weather. Beach, take some cotton. Make a cover up. If it's cold and snowy, make a blanket and wrap your feet up in it. Either way, I don't know of a weather that couldn't say, invite me to the crochet party, which is why we have our stitch circle. And you guys, okay, confession moment. And yes, I stopped winding my yarn to tell you this. Last week, for those of you who were here, we agreed we are going to pull out those Addy machines and those Centros, and we are going to work on using them, learning how to use them properly. Because I won't tell you that I've had mine for a while, like more than 18 months, and never used it. Yeah, that happened. But because I'm a gadget girl, starting with that. Yes, I'm reaching just beyond your view. I ordered this, and we'll see if I got the right thing or the wrong thing. We'll look at it together. You're wondering what this is, and I'll show you in a second. I didn't pre-open it. Maybe I should have. I can hear Lady Elaine yelling at me. Why did you not pre-open it? because I'm me and you know that sometimes squirrel happens. Let's pop that. Good morning. Good morning. Tuber Chat is in the house, and I am greatly appreciative of your time and attention. Yay! Okay, so what we have is the connector for the side of the Centro. I don't know what these are. I'm assuming it was to keep the device steady. And I still have to put all this back in the box because I haven't even pulled out the device itself. The Centro is still in the thing. Here's my plug. And here is the winder. So this connects to the Centro machine. And the side has a little hole for me to plug up the electrical piece. And you can control how fast or slow right here on the back side. So I ordered it. It will be on the replay. I will leave links for a Centro and an Eddy machine and the extra appliances if you want something to wind for you so you're not constantly cranking, because I don't know about you, but eventually my arm gets tired and that will stop me from doing something very quickly. That's not my excuse for the Centro. I never tried it. I just put it together, said, oh, this is cute, squirreled away from it, and then said, okay, this is in my way, and put it in my hope chest, and it's still there. Marcia said, I don't like cotton. I think cotton makes your crochet work longer, so I tend to stay away from it. Okay, that's an opinion. I would disagree, but you are more than welcome to have your opinion, and I love you for having it. I find that the right cotton by the right brand is useful, but all yarn is good yarn. We've heard it elsewhere. I'm telling you that from here too. Yes, all yarn is good yarn. Whether you buy your yarn from your local yarn store, a big box store, or even a resale store like Goodwill or Savers or whatever you may have, all yarn is good yarn. And sometimes reclaim yarn is fun to work with too, just as is cotton, acrylic. Now, please hold the applause for wool because I happen to be allergic. But beyond that, I don't say it's bad, it's just not for me. My friend said, I have old lady hobbies, and I said sophisticated hobbies. Say that. And if there were a zombie apocalypse, would be cute because I would crochet to stay alive. Say that. Christine, you are my spirit person. Darling, I love you. I think many crocheters have different tensions when it comes to using cotton. I would absolutely agree, Lady Elaine. I would absolutely agree. For me, at least, I've never really had a problem with cotton per se. Now, different cottons have different uses for me. For example, um, peaches and cream and the lily yarn, the lily cotton. Yeah, I use those to remind me that there are better cottons and I should go get that. Though I do have both of those in my repertoire and I use them and love them. So I love them for things that are not going to be wearables or things that are going to go against my skin because I have other devices for exfoliation. I don't need my cotton to tear my skin off. And Marsha Lee said, LOL, Christine, wait until you start making something that she actually wants or she wants you to make. Oh, boy, yeah. No, thank you, YesMichelle. I have anxiety and crochet has taught me to self-soothe. And your basket tutorial got me through a very hard time. If I could super chat, I would. Thank you. Christine, I love you. I love you for so many reasons. You're new, so you don't know that for a long time I didn't do live because I have anxiety and I struggled with this whole experience of being out of control. This doesn't feel controlled to me. I'm a very control oriented person. I want to give you the biggest hug. In fact, I am sending you a virtual hug. I love you. You mean the world to me, and thank you for being here. Marsha Lee said, for me, I also don't use cotton because I feel my stitches. Well, yes, I understand that. So the acrylic is better for me. Okay, I get that. Totally get it. We use what works for us, and that's all that matters. No distaste or dislike for anything. And a perfect example, and I'm gonna change it just a little bit and tweak it. Wait a minute, what did you say? Christine said, my basket is saggy, but my spirit is not anymore. And your voice was with me. Oh, I love you. You are the sweetest, sweetest person. I'm telling you. Thank you. And just for the record, I detest my voice. I honestly do. I am learning to get used to it because editor Michelle told me I have to. And yes, editor Michelle is me, but however, I had to learn to deal with it because my voice is how I am able to connect with people. And I think, though not everybody would admit it, many of us have some type of thing we're dealing with, whether it is fear of missing out, a mental health issue, a physical anomaly, whatever it is. Maybe it is just we are overstimulated by way too many people. That would be me sometimes. Good morning, Kim. How are you today? Glad you are here. That is our Kim A. And I am so glad to see you today. Thank you for the hug. Hey, VJ, welcome in. Thank you for being with us today. But like I said, we all struggle with something in some way or another. And that's more than okay, especially if you find the place where you feel safe and you feel loved and you feel welcomed. And I certainly hope that this environment is that for you, which is why I have a few of the rules that I have, such as no religion, no politics, no self promotion, and no grandstanding. This is not the place to come and do those things. However, this is the place to work on your projects, to feel loved, to feel safe, and to have some fun, because good gracious, we all need a little bit more of that in our lives, or at least I do. So there's that. It is great to see you too, Kim A. I'm glad you're here. What is with me in the darn, see this? I am calling myself out. What is with me in the yarn? I get distracted and boom, there's a mess on my hands. But even when you're making a yarn ball, I will frog. I am not afraid of my ribbit. So I mentioned in the chat a little bit ago, and we'll talk more about this as our time goes on. But I have a little project that I wanted to bring to you guys and find out what your thoughts are. For those of you who do or don't know about me, one of the things about me is I'm the mom of a child who was born still. So that is a challenge for me. And in fact, the anniversary of that is coming up. So I am talking with the organization that has supported me throughout my journey as a mom with that type of loss and as the mom of a child after. So all of those pieces of my life are elements that affect and impact my crochet. It impacts every aspect of my life. Having said that, one of the things I was talking to them about is how can I, as a crocheter, help the organization and community. And my, hey, Nisi, welcome in. And VJ said, having thunderstorms here. Okay. So we talked about the fact that a lot of times you want just a little something to kind of hold on to after you've had such a impactful experience. And I thought, okay, so maybe a little something you can carry in your pocket or your purse or whatever, just as a memory. And bear with me, I'm not looking at you, but I'm towards the tiniest part, and you know that can get messy. So I wanted to make something or find something we could make as a community to donate that they could give to parents once they come to group meetings and things like that. And I, when I tell you I am a student of YouTube, I truly am. I have looked at a lot of patterns and none of them genuinely hit that spot for me. So I am in the process of doing something that you guys know I don't do a lot, which is designing. I looked at a lot of patterns for making different first of all, we're not going to do worry worms. Not because I have anything against them, but I don't think it's the appropriate thing for parents who are missing their little ones. But what I know to be true is the two things that are most associated for parents of infant and small children being lost to them are butterflies and dragonflies. Well, I can't design a dragonfly. I looked at it, it's way over my head and I'm just not there. However, I have worked on a pattern for a butterfly and I'm going to bring that to you guys. But first, before I even get that far with it, I want to know, would you guys like to work on making those? I would ask that once you've made them, you send them to me and we're going to have measurements, we're going to have rules and all of that. But does that sound like something you as a part of our community would like to do? Could I ask that of you? And Marsha Lee, before you ask, no, we will not be using cotton. All the yarn will be acrylic. So yes, Lady Elaine is on it. I love her. She is also helping me with this design by testing it. And believe you me, I don't know that she enjoys waking up to my pattern in her box first thing, but it has happened. And she has been so lovely to test it. And I she'll share her comments on it in the comment section. But does that sound like something you guys would like to do? Because if it's not something you want to do, there is no need for me to do that with you guys. I can do that behind the scenes on my own. I do dishcloths and face cloths behind the scenes all the time. So Meg Chain said, I love that idea. Okay. Well, excellent. Excellent. If that's something you guys genuinely want to do next Saturday, bring some DK weighted yarn and the appropriate hook size. I will maybe a day or two before post on my community tab the pattern for the butterfly that we're going to do. Nisi, I did not know that. Oh, excellent. Thank you. Oh, thank you guys. I am giving each and every one of you a hug. And for those of you that know that experience, I'm sending you a bonus hug because that's not an easy experience. My son would have been 26 next month. So, that is so good. Mm-mm. Better than good. It's great. This, of course, is my iced coffee, and I'm trying to remember what the brand was because I switched up. This was my cold brew that I had in the refrigerator, and this is the HEB Austin. Oh, so good. It has a cinnamon twist to it, and Splenda has a evaporated. It's not evaporated milk. What do you call it? It's a real thick milky sweetener. I don't know what it is, but it's so good. It is so good. And I need the coffee this morning because sleep was something I kind of struggled with. Anyway, are you guys ready for some trivia questions? Just wondering. You ready? Because I have my clipboard right here. And I am adjusting my pillow and pushing my desk back. I will wind that ball of yarn a little bit later. It can wait. For now, I just want to spend some time with you guys. And let me move things around, because in front of my desk is a tray. And that tray is where I put the stand for my overhead camera angle. And though I don't use it here, or at least I don't unless I'm doing a tutorial. So half and half, heavy cream. Nope, nope. Um, think sweetener in a can. Grab one's phone, look it up. You know the answer to this. Duh. So if you ever wonder just how off balance my brain can be sometimes, here we go. This is that moment. But I bought it on Amazon and it's by Splenda. So let's look up what it was. And I bought it recently too. So there's that. There's my it is sweetened condensed milk. And it's by Splenda. And I absolutely adore it. It does not spike my glucose. Those of you who don't know, I am a diabetic. So sweetened condensed milk. Yes, yes, yes. So I poured that in my cold brew coffee and I added my protein mix into that. Blended it. So good. It is so, so good. And yes, I'm getting my protein because we need that. But I'm telling you, off the chart. This is 10 out of 10. I definitely recommend. I didn't need to add a whole bunch of other things to it. I got that cinnamon that I'm looking for. I didn't need to add any vanilla. I did add a pinch of salt, but I do that with most all of my coffee because of my dietary needs. One of the things I actually need is sodium. Some people have to avoid it. I need it. But that's based on the things that I need for my body. You know what you need for your body? Do that. Anyway, here's the start of our questions. Um, Cozy lifestyle and weekend vibes. What was your favorite childhood book or cartoon? And Make It Do Form said, yes to butterfly. Yes, 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 yes. I love it. I love it. And no, I'm not charging for the pattern. I'm going to gift that to our community. My ask for you to support the channel with that is not only to make them, but to make them and send them to me. Yes, I know postage can be pricey. So here's my suggestion. Put them in mailer bags. Wait a minute. 1 second. Hold, please. Like this. You can get quite a few in here. Just squeeze them, scrunch them down, weigh your packages, and send them to me. And no, they don't have to be in pink packages, but bonus if they are. Love pink. That's my favorite color. Back to my question. What is or was, and where did my question go? Because I have to check them off. Anyway, where did it go? I lost it. Oh, here it is, number 52. Boop. What was your favorite childhood book or cartoon? And I have to think. I read voraciously. And VJ said Grimm's Fairy Tales. Okay. My favorite childhood book is connected to being stuck in the house. Billy and Blaze book series. I've never read that. I'm gonna have to add that to the list. Ooh. Grimm's is still on my list because of what I do for a living. I have a home daycare, so you read a little bit of everything. But Billy and Blaze book series. Okay. 1 second. Sinuses again with that. But like I said, my favorite childhood book was The Old Cat and the Kitten. I reluctantly spent a weekend with my aunt and my cousin for her birthday. My cousin was having a birthday party, and she was never the same person when her friends were around. So I did not enjoy spending time there. Griselle, good morning and welcome in. Thank you. Glad to see you today. Lady Elaine said, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Okay. I never read that. I'm honestly saying I never read it. Maybe I should. I didn't. But my situation. This is 1982 in January. Now, if you know anything about St. Louis at that time, we had one of the worst winter storms we've ever had in modern time. 26 or 27 inches of snow all in a day. And we were trapped in the house. Now, here's a little story about my aunt. My aunt couldn't cook to save her life. And because she couldn't cook, there was very rarely any food in the house. So I'm stuck in the house with my aunt and my cousin, and none of her friends came, thank goodness. But it's just the three of us, and we're trapped in the house with nothing but hot dogs, hot dog buns, and what we call zuzus and wham whams, corn curls, potato chips, that kind of thing. Junk food. Now, my aunt was smart. She had her wine because she knew these kids were going to get on her nerves. But that was it. I'm trapped. There's no food and I'm not happy. So I am reading to avoid having any inappropriate conversations with them. And luckily for all of us, the person who lived next door to my aunt really understood the uniqueness of the situation. So he tunneled a pathway from his home to the next door neighbor's house. Also enjoyed all the Judy Blume books. Now, yes, Judy Blume. This I know a little bit about. Nana Michelle said, Little House on the Prairie series. My GMA bought the my GMA bought them for me. Oh, I love it. I'm trying to think of what I loved on TV. But nonetheless, The Old Cat and the Kitten, this was my book. Read it all in a weekend. Loved it. Ended up crying at the end of the book. And I'm not that kind of an emotional person. But yes. And Nisi said, Chronicles of Narnia. Oh, I love it. I wasn't much of a fantasy person. I didn't think I would enjoy The Old Cat and the Kitten. And yes, I'm switching to my water because I need a sip. Oh, that's so good. But yes, yes, yes. TV wise, I liked Zoom as a little bitty kid. I liked Zoom. I liked the Electric Company. Loved the Electric Company. And Nana Michelle said, yes, Judy Blume too. Read all the time as a kid. Yes. Now see, I was a weirdo. I read the dictionary. Yes, I admit it. I was weird. I read the dictionary. I liked reading different things in the encyclopedia when I would go to the library. We didn't own a set of encyclopedias. So the library was the place that I accessed that. And yeah, I went to the reference section more than I went to the book section just because it was easier for me. And I liked learning. So it was the opportunity to be able to travel without having to leave and go anywhere. And Lady Elaine said, yes, Little House on the Prairie series. Okay, confession. Michael Landon was hot. I said it. He was. Yes, that man was old when I was a kid, but cute. So that kind of Lady Elaine loved Morgan Freeman on the Electric Company. Yes, right. Nisi said, I'm still a huge fantasy person. Have the entire Hobbit and Lord of the Rings novels. Love that. Okay, I think in 2001 or maybe 2002, the Hobbit movie came out. I went to the movie theater to see that movie. Not because I wanted to, but because I thought my daughter would enjoy it. I fell asleep. I'm just saying I did. BJ said, when I got to 8th grade, fell in love with Beanie Malone series. Um, Encyclopedia Brown was another one of my good ones. I loved Encyclopedia Brown. Lady Elaine said, and Rita Moreno. Was she not? And is she not still like super gorgeous? And yes, Michael Landon had beautiful eyes. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, yes. And yes. But loved Encyclopedia Brown. There was a a teen mystery book series that I read, and I want to say it had something to do with Danzler, but I don't remember the title. Again, when I got to read things that were out of my wheelhouse, that was what I loved. Nisi said, loved Muppet Show and Fraggle Rock. Yeah, I think I was just talking to Lady Elaine about Fraggle Rock earlier this week. May Chain said, I used to love Rugrats and Tom and Jerry. Ah, see, Rugrats came around when my daughter was born. So I got to experience it through her. But it wasn't my go-to. I was an adult by the time that came out. But yes, yes, the Tom and Jerry and Top Cat and Mighty Mouse. And of course Bugs Bunny. So yes, yes, yes. Nisi said, also love Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys. Yes. Lady Elaine is 100% on point. She says, I still hear Rita Moreno say, hey, you guys, but I'm not going to do the voice because nobody can do Rita Moreno like Rita Moreno. So I will not. I will not. However, I miss that. Like, okay, after we finish today, I may be going to go find some vintage television shows from kids to go watch just to find my inner child for a moment. Next question. We need another question. Okay, this is kind of on par with what we're doing right now. What's the last thing that made you laugh until your stomach hurt? And it is probably, I hope, not anything I just did. So, fantasy and mystery are my wheelhouse. I love it. I love it. I love that we all can have different opinions of things and different things that pique our excitement and our interest, and we can bring them to the table because you might spark a new experience for someone who wants to try it. I like some fantasy. I loved what was the Choose Your Own Adventure books. How many of you guys remember those? Choose Your Own Adventure was my thing. Loved it. Although I would typically start in the middle of the book and then go backwards and forwards. Yeah, I was my own kind of crazy, even as a kid. Mm, that is so so good. Yes. So, what is the last thing that made you laugh until your stomach hurt? I don't know. Nisa said yes. I remember those. Yes. Um, what did I laughed at myself this morning because I kept looking for my phone. And at the moment that I was looking for my phone, I was holding my phone. If you don't laugh at yourself, are you okay with others laughing at you? The other thing that made me laugh, and not to the fact that my stomach hurt, but just one of those, I can't believe that I did that moments. Yesterday, I was working on setting some things up. One of the things and I've shared this with you guys before, I am the kind of person who is very controlled. I have to control things. It's who I am, it's what I am. It's how I feel safe and comfortable. So I write the scripts to the videos that I make for you guys. And I'm in the process of writing the script for the video that I'm going to film after this. But nonetheless, and anyway, I'm sitting there with it. and I'm on the struggle bus. So I'm really lucky when I say, oh, I'm sorry. I heard music and it just was like, ding. I was on a struggle bus with it. I was like, can I say this way? Does it sound right? And get you a friend who will stop whatever they're doing and listen when you need to talk. I called Lady Elaine and said, okay, are you busy? And for some reason, I think at times she might be busy, but she always says, no, what can I do for you? And I read her the script. And I don't know if she's approving of my bad behavior or she just resonated with what I had to say. And you'll see it on Monday, but having somebody that gets you for who you are, loves you through it, and endorses your bad behavior, yes, have that. Have that. Oh, it just makes my day. So that was my laugh at me and my, yeah, I'm okay. Those parts of who I am are important to me. And do you have that in your life? Do you have somebody in your life that you can call at a moment's notice and say, okay, hear me out. I know this sounds crazy, but I need to say it out loud and have somebody else hear it and tell me that it's right or it's wrong or it's whatever. And I have more than one person like that in my life, but I sometimes feel like I'm burdening people. And very rarely, the people who are in my inner circle will tell me, no, I don't want to hear it right now, or before I can share what I'm dealing with, because I try. I don't always do it, but I try to do a temperature check with the people that I'm talking to, because sometimes I talk about heavier topics, not things that I want to bring here, but I mean, let's be realistic. We all have real lives, and sometimes the things we're dealing with aren't the easiest things to talk about. So if you have people in your life, you can talk about those things too and have them give you sage and sane feedback. That's a good thing. But I always try to make sure that before I trauma dump, I make sure that my people are in a good headspace first. Yeah. And she always manages to be there for me. So, but before any of you start getting in your mind to ask, I have begged. She has told me in no uncertain terms, because of what she does for a career, she will never, ever come on camera and she will not be heard. And I get it, because I know what she does for a living, and I know it's important to maintain that level of anonymity. So thank you, Lady Elaine. And yeah, I'm a little weepy today about that, because woo, so good to have somebody like this in my life. Um, oh, this is a fun question. If you could live in any fictional house from a movie or book or television show, which one would it be? And why do I already know somebody is gonna say the Brady Bunch house? If I could have lived in any fantasy house, I think it would have been the Cosby house. I liked that place. Good morning, Charlotte. Thank you for being here. Good morning, everyone in chat. I stopped in. I'm in the auto shop waiting for my Jeep. Well, I hope your Jeep is okay. Excellent, excellent. Glad to have you. Big hugs to you. Crocheting a granny stitch blanket. Are you doing it in the round or back and forth? Because one of my away from camera projects is a back and forth double stranded mod stitch in 4-way. And again, that's one of my away from camera projects. Mm. Oh, that's so good. Thank you all for being so kind and so supportive to each other. Did I check that off? I think I did. So, what is your fictional house of choice if you could live anywhere? Or would you make your own? Ooh. I'm sorry, I just saw the next question that I want to ask, and I literally need to put a star by it. Mm. Okay, I want to start caking this back and forth. I love it. I so are you the type of crocheter who has to put a border on it because your sides wave, or are you super straight? Because if you're super straight, I'm betting you either do one of two things: you constantly count, or you use stitch markers, and either one is correct. And if you're a wave person who decides after, I'll just put a border on it. I love that too. I am a counter, but again, control freak here. So bear with me. You guys are going to shake a little bit because you're on a stand that is connected to my desk, and my desk is sitting right here in front of the tray where the yarn winder is. And yeah, I'm going to pull that up and do that. So, the one thing I always thought as a kid I wanted was a super big house. The Eaton house from Steel Magnolias. Ooh, yes, yes. But no, no. I always thought I wanted a big house as a kid. And then the more I thought about it, the more I realized, no, I don't. I don't want to clean where we're at. Why would I want to have a ginormous house? Because even if you have a big house and you have a staff of people to clean it, one thing's true, you got to deal with that staff. And I just would rather not. But one of my other fantasy houses was the upstairs downstairs house. I use stitch markers and I add a border. I love it. See? Now on border, do you do the same style granny stitch, or do you do modern, or what do you do? Envelope? Tell us. I want to know. See? Think about when I ask those questions, I'm honestly giving myself and others inspiration based on your talents. This is why this community is so important. Okay, come on now. Work with me here. You have a yarn bowl, lady. Use it. Ah, yes, I am stretching all over the place. Here we go. One moment, please. Thank you for your patience with me. There we go. So, upstairs, downstairs had one of the coolest houses, by the way. This would be a BBC program, and to know a little bit about me is to know I love all of my BBC programming. I'm an American who has an affinity for BBC programming, and it's particularly classic. There we are. And I hate when it does that. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, for the interruption, technical difficulties. Yes, indeed. But here we are, and we are back. That one took a little longer than it usually does, but you guys know almost every Saturday we do that. I was thinking the upstairs, downstairs house. Yes, 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 yes. And Charlotte said while I was stuck in the virtual loop that she's going to do a shell border this time. Oh, that's going to be gorgeous. I love that. So yes, yes, yes. Upstairs downstairs house was one of the most awesome. I also we got that in common. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, 1 second. I am is it winding correctly? Yes, it is. But for some ding dong reason, maybe it's my position. This cake is beautiful for the record. However, it's winding high on this winder, and I like for them to sit a little bit lower. I am using my Knit Picks winder instead of using my Craft winder. The Craft one is bigger and makes bigger cakes, but I don't need a big cake for this yarn. I just need a little one. So, and I'm hearing something dinging in this bowl, and it's actually one of my earrings. And I don't wear loop earrings, so I'm not worried about it. It's just a post earring, but it's a tiny little thing. And this is how you know little things can annoy me, which is funny because I deal with kids all the time and they make all types of noises and messes, and they never bother me unless it's a screamer. But if you know, you know. So there we go. I am almost done with this cake. Bear with me. So guys, for those of you who have just entered or have been with us a while and may have forgotten, please do me a favor if you would. Go ahead and hit the like button for this video or this live stream so that YouTube knows that you enjoy your stitch circle time and you want more of that. Now I need to pull this back just a little bit and push that forward. There we go. I am stuck. Why am I stuck? There we go. We're stuck because the tension is tight and I have a knot. So bear with me. Thank you. And this is a good time, if you haven't already done so, hydrate. Drink your beverage because we forget sometimes. You get into things and we get busy and we forget to drink. So I'm reminding you to drink, as I sometimes have to remind myself. We don't talk about the screamer. No, we do not. The screamer is a special memory or nightmare, depending on your perspective. For me, it was the nightmare, but it is over and I have survived. We are towards the end of this wound up ball. Lady Elaine is laughing. I can't tell you how many times that poor lady had to listen to me gripe as I got ready for my day to get started, that I had to deal with the screamer. But it's over and I have survived. Like button done. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, VJ had her share of the tour of duty. I think she was on the phone with me a couple of times. And poor people had to deal with it. But I love you all for putting up with me. And we have cake. If ever somebody says you can't make a cake in 5 minutes, you know they're not a fiber artist. Or less. I can do one in about 2 if I do it right. 1 second. I knew I was going to drop that. I saw it coming. Wait a minute. I need to put my yarn label. She said, sipping. Yay! I have a very juvenile personality today. Sometimes I'm super serious. Today, I am having too much fun. Okay. So, that is done and set. And she is in our bowl. We are happy. Back to our questions. And what did I do with my pen? Did I drop it? I don't think I did. But nonetheless, when the pen isn't available, we have a backup pen. Anyway, let's switch to a different grouping. Although Weekend Vibes is definitely on hit for me. How about pop culture and random vibe check section? Ooh, now this is a good one because I'm not the best with seeing modern movies. What is the best movie that you've seen in the last year? What is the best movie that you've seen in the last year? I never want to know that, so I'm taking that one off the list. So, how many of you are movie people in general? Let me ask that because I'm a movie person. I vowed long ago that I may grow older, but I am never going to grow up. Thank you. Thank you. I think I was born grown. I definitely was an old soul as a child. And now I'm reverting to my childhood, sort of. I'm still the adult in the room, but I work with children. Which bowl was that? This is, that's a great question, VJ. Thank you. This is a KNC bowl um, from Joanne forever ago. In fact, one of our fellow content creators, Jessica, had gone to one of the final Joanne sales and she picked this up for a steal and a deal for me. So that's why I have it because I was like, oh, that's too cute. I wanted a wooden bowl. I also have a ceramic bowl that is on the other side of the room. I tend to use those in the living room when I'm on the sofa, but I have this one in here so that I can keep it on my desk. And I pulled my thing out because I needed to remember what my hook was, which is a 4 millimeter for this yarn. And I don't know if I want to hook up, but I think I'm going to do my 4 millimeter. And yes, we have our pearls because why wouldn't we? So let's try this. Let's flip you up the other way. There, I get the label out of my way. But yeah, and by the way, how many of you like yarn bowls? Because some people don't. I have yarn bowls. I have the pegs that spin and allow me to crochet that way. Okay, I had to think of what I was making. So bear with me. I recently watched all three of the Downton Abbey movies. Really enjoyed those. Now, see, I was hooked on Downton Abbey from the very beginning and just saw the last one. Just saw the last one. So that was emotional. I have not gone to a movie theater in a really long time. I used to go all the time. Same. And honestly, my feeling is for the most part, I can skip that. I don't enjoy being out and about. The last time I was in a movie theater was with my son. We went to see, I think one of the Marvel, no, it was the Superman movie. I think it was a Superman movie. I enjoy a good yarn bowl. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. One second. I am I'll be back on my way home. Please drive safely. And you're welcome to listen or do whatever you need to do. Join us as you can. Pop in, pop out. I'm going to be here for about 55 more minutes. But I am so, so grateful for all of you being here. That makes my day. Thank you. Bear with me. I am looking something up I need to know. So let me ask another question while we're looking at this. This is me. This is me. Are you team physical planner or digital calendar? I really need to know that one because if you know me a little bit, you know I am team physical planner And yeah, I will use my digital calendar to remind me of what I need to put on my physical planner. There is that for me. I need to look this up. And this is the beauty of technology. I can be sitting here in our sit circle with you guys. Just below you is my computer. And Griselle said, like the butterfly. Oh, excellent. Excellent. And for those of you who don't know, who may be reading the chat, our beautiful Griselle is not speaking English as a first language. So there's that. And Lady Elaine said both. Same, same. Same, same. Okay. Okay. Twin, twin. Paper planner preferred, but digital planner for on the go. Yes. Make It Do said team desk calendar at work, digital everywhere else. And VJ said digital with alarms. I love it. I love it. I need to do that more often. I definitely do it for medication management for myself and as reminders for family members who need to take meds that either reject the idea of doing it or forget because it's applicable in this world. I will forget that I'm supposed to take a medication and then be suffering. And I shouldn't suffer when the medicine is right there. So, mm. And I just thought of Christine because I'm sitting here doing an extended half double. And as I'm doing this, I remembered that she's a virtual learner. So you guys have to ignore that below the camera, I am working on this, but we have our questions. So we are all good. Woo. No, 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 no. I already checked that off. Good. Question. What is the best advice a stranger has ever given you? What is the best advice a stranger has ever given you? And I'm thinking, I think the best advice a stranger ever gave me was don't worry about that. You're better than the toys you play with. And I thought it was the oddest thing somebody could say to me. In fact, I was almost dismissive until I gave it longer thought. And it became a part of things I now say. You are smarter than the toys you play with. Just be yourself. I love that. I love it. I was this the situation I'm remembering was a less than ideal situation, and I could not do anything about the circumstance I was in, and I had to endure it. And this person saw that what I was dealing with wasn't fair to me, and instead of saying, "Oh, that's not fair," I don't need you to tell me it's not fair. I know that. They just simply said that I would get through it and that I'm smarter than the toys I play with. And that meant the world to me. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. One, two. Thank you all for being patient with me because just as you're working on your projects, I'm working on mine too. So I'm trying to think. Oh, weird comment made to me on a bus on the way home from school one day. And at the moment, it didn't register the way it later registered. It took me about a minute. This person said, check your gig line. And what they were actually saying to me had nothing to do with my uniform, because at this point I'm in high school and wearing a military uniform. They were telling me they were in the military or had been in the military and understood the terminology and lingo. And that sparked a whole conversation. I think I spent almost 30 minutes talking about their experience in the military. And it was such a great and sweet experience. Don't sweat the pretty things and don't pet the sweaty. I love that. And then Michelle said, know your place in someone's life and your feelings won't get hurt. That is a beautiful thing to tell somebody. I love that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. Yes. Don't pet the sweaty things and don't sweat the petty things. Yes, yes, yes. Wait a minute. That requires me to steal that. I had to take a screenshot of that. Yes, I did, because oh, so good. And what do I see? A picture of my arm. I apologize that you had to see my arm, but above your screen grab is the buttons that I need to do a screenshot. So, 1 second. I need to close this ring just a little bit. Here we go. You guys know sometimes when you're working on a project, it requires a moment of concentration. This is not an absent minded project. This is our butterfly that I'm designing, and it won't leave me alone. So I have to think, because, like I said, this isn't somebody else's pattern. This is mine. And I wrote notes, so I had to go back to my notes and check them out. And I'm not yet ready to share it, but I love how they turned out. And if I can make it before we are done, I will show you what our butterfly is going to look like, or at least a version of it. I'm still tweaking it, so it's going to take me a bit before it's perfected, but it'll be perfected by Wednesday. So, one moment, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's see. I don't know how many, and I'm sorry. I don't know how many of you who watch YouTube and have commercials have seen the commercial, or maybe you've seen a meme or whatever of somebody saying that our cheap hobbies are some of the most expensive things that we'll ever do. Never make someone a priority if to them you are just an option, right? Absolutely. That's a word right there. Never make someone a priority if to them you are just an option. By the way, if you don't know, you are my priority, especially right now. So here's your question. What's the most expensive cheap hobby you've ever had? I think my most expensive cheap hobby is this: crochet. Honestly, it might be YouTube, because what's it cost me to use internet I'm already paying for and devices I already own? Except I pay for a lot of other things associated with it, like the music streaming, or we want the lights, the whole bit, the setup. but it has taught me so much, and I'm grateful for it. I am grateful for my very expensive hobby too. For this is 5, and to give you a little bit of information, it's a tie between horses and crochet. Crochet and genealogy. Now, if you've ever seen the movie where the character says, "I see dead people," that's VJ. She loves to do all the genealogy research. That is not my testimony, but I love hearing about it. One, two, three, four. Here, let me close that. This butterfly contains picos, and if you're not a pico fan, that may not be something you enjoy about this butterfly design, but I love a good picot. And I know some people say extra special words, creative planning and crocheting. Yes. You know what? I could never say that planning was a cheap hobby, because it was never cheap. It should be. Buy a planner, write in the dates and information. But then we get into the sticker books and the washi tape and all the gadgets and gizmos and paper cutters, and don't get me started, because I can go on and on and on and on and on, all to keep up with whether or not I have a doctor's appointment next week or not. I laugh at myself because, yes, that is one of my more expensive hobbies too. And what's worse, I got my daughter addicted. Bought a planner, bought the wrong size, could not work with it. And I was like, "Here." And I gave it to her. Next thing you know, she's addicted. And she's not necessarily thrilled about being addicted, but it is what it is. And she is where she is. And I think she loves it. Now she, like me, has multiple planners that she uses. And bless her heart, she's endured it and she enjoys it. We used to have planner sessions where we would sit down and work on our planners, and now neither of us has the time to do that together. We, in fact, our New Year's Eve used to be pull out your planner and do the basic setup for all the things. Hey there, Kitty. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for your time. And I understand. She is saying she is in the bushes, but watching. And I am grateful. Hope you're feeling well. I'm sure you are, because you are a beautiful soul. One second. I have to do this real quick. So, planners, yeah, they're expensive. If you're a decorative planner. Now, if you're just a person who writes it down, and even digital planning can be expensive. Like, I have a Notions planner, and that can be pricey when you add in all of the sticker packs that you can buy for digital planning and all of the washi packs. Yes, yes, I buy those too. Listen, if I'm going to live this beautiful life, I am going to love living it. And if that means that digital planning is pricey, so be it. I'm worth it. I always say I'm expensive, but I'm worth it. And whether that's my professional activities or my hobbies, I don't mind spending the money that I make on me. One second. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So I fall into the category of both on this question. Are you a plant parent or plant slayer? Where do you fall on the plant thing? Are you a person that has a house full of plants and know all your plants by name and all of the things as far as what they are, whether it's a Diefenbacher or a rubber plant or an orchid or all that. And do all your plants have names? Like one year, I went through a major depression. And when I came out of it, I decided I'm going to get more plants because literally my plants had died. Bought all these plants, gave them all names, named them after people that I care about, thinking that that would encourage me not to kill those plants. Well, those plants went outside, and that was that. I did not go outside because it was too hot that summer. They died. I laughed, and I bought more plants. It is what it is. I don't mind that about me. Kitty said, my planners and journals look more like scrapbooks, lol. Well, you know, junk journaling is a whole thing. And that's an expensive craft too, by the way. The ephemera and all of the things that go with it. The PBI are still looking for me. And outdoor plant parent, indoor plant slayer. Yes. Hey, Cecilia. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome in. I'm laughing because yes. Now, see, I'm the reverse. Indoor, I'm an excellent plant parent. I will remember, for the most part, to water my plants and take care of them and be good to them and all the things. And I need to redo this one because I can't remember what I was doing. But outdoors, it's survival of the fittest. And if you're not fit, you won't survive. That's just it. So, yes, I'm definitely a plant slayer outside. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that I'm not supposed to be out there. It's too hot. I used to love going out early in the morning before the sun came up. And yeah, I'm not even supposed to do that because I burn. I come indoors and my face is literally scarred from the sun. I'm allergic. Mm, excuse me. Whew. I don't want to sneeze. I really don't want to sneeze. Now, when it comes to a garden, I can make it do what it do. PBI is a Plant Bureau of Investigation. Thank you for explaining because I was absolutely confused. 1, 2, 3, 4, full. I know what that means. You may not, but that's okay. One second. I love a good pico. I do. It's just me. Extended. Now I know what I'm doing. I think a little bit. My music is on hit today, by the way. Like that may stay on even after we're done with our. Okay, guys, I just looked up at the time, and you would think that I had a conscious awareness of the time. Enjoying the time I get to spend with you means no, I don't always know. And we have a little more than an hour. No, we have done an hour and 30 minutes almost. And I can't believe it. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like maybe 30, 45 minutes. And we've been here for a while. So, guys, thank you. One, big, no, big, no. Where am I at? Okay. Slow down, brain. Slow down. Okay. I have to look at where I am so I make sure I do the right thing. Make It Do Form said the only plants I get these days are the ones I get from fresh cut paper. All I have to do is dust them. Okay. I'm not good with plants, but I'm learning to be a better plant person little by little. Take your time. I used to honestly say that I was not a plant person. And then I bought a few plants that have hardy dispositions, like spider plants, which some people say are fickle. I've never had a problem with a spider plant. I've literally had spider plants that were almost on death's door, and I bring them back to life. Now, here's my trick, and I'll tell you this, it may be good for you, it may not be good for you. You decide, that's your choice. I will go to the garden centers and nurseries and buy the plants that are on clearance that are close to death and revive them. And if they make it, great. And if they don't, I didn't spend that much for them. So I don't mind if they don't make it. But that has been my trick for having plants, because I'm not paying $25 for a plant that I can buy for $3 and nurture and bring back to life the way I want to. So there is that. Okay. Here we are. Big, small, small, small. Okay. I just had to do it. I had to remember. So 1 second and I'll give us another question too. So yeah, plants are things I love or I want to be good at, but I do so many other things that sometimes if they can't ring a bell and get my attention, that's not it. My story for the longest time was, if it can't ask to be fed, it will not get my attention. So plants were in trouble in my experience. But I have gotten much, much better. It's a part of my routine that I take my meds, and on certain days I remember, okay, took your meds, feed your plants. And that's what I do. I make the water with different nutrients and things that it needs for some days, and other days it's just water. But in my house, eggs are something that are consumed on a regular basis. So I have the eggshells that I will crumble up. Sometimes I put them in the oven, sometimes I don't. But they'll usually go into the plants in the water, and that definitely helps them grow as well. So I can't say I have a green thumb, but I'm getting better over time, and that's all that one can do. 1 second, let me tighten that up just a little bit. There we go. Ooh, I love this. You guys, I love to cook, by the way. Love to cook. So here's your question. Where did it go? Hmm. What is your signature dish when you have friends over? What is your signature dish when you have friends over? It depends on the friend. First of all, I'm not having that many people over to my house, just saying. Not because I don't love people, but my social battery in and out of my own company is very short. So, people over, not too often. And that's just being totally truthful and honest. I struggle with it. But, like, if my aunt comes over, well, one of my aunts, I will make an Alfredo, and my Alfredo sauce is from scratch. And I'll do a chicken and broccoli Alfredo, and she loves, loves, loves that. I can't eat it because it contains chicken, and that's not something I'm allowed to have. This is the last one for short. You're like, okay, what is she talking about? I'm working on my butterfly. Kitty says lasagna. Ooh. I just made lasagna soup the other day. It was so good. Some of the freezer packs that come in packages can be used as plant food. You know what? I don't get those because I don't order those. But yeah, I've heard that too. 1 second. 1, 2, and 3. Yay, Pico. Some of you are probably in your homes laughing at me, going, that lady is nuts. Yup. Yes, sometimes I am. But that's the beauty of our stitch circle. We can virtually be a little bit cuckoo. And it's okay. I love to bake, so I'd say pie or cookies. I love to bake, but I don't have the space for baking right now because I'm going to make a mess when I bake. And I need space to be creative, and this is not the place or space for that. And that's okay. Sometimes you need to enjoy other hobbies. And so for now, baking is not on the menu. But yes, I love to bake. Now, here's my question for you, Make Change. What's your favorite thing to bake? And what kind of pie? Like cherry pie or talk. Let us know. One, two, three, four. Okay, that's a silly song. Okay. And I'm just looking at the chat to see you guys' answers. But I'm also focused on this. Like I said, this is a work of love, but it's also a bit of a brain drain for me a little bit. Apple or sweet potato pie? Ooh. Lady Elaine said, oh, she said sweet potato pie. Yes, yes, yes. Mm. And Lady Elaine said chocolate chess pie or lemon chess pie. Mm. Lemon for the win. Lemon for the win. Yes, yes. And Kitty said apple or sweet potato. Woo, woo, woo. I would say sweet potato in my house. Love me some chess pie too. Make change. Yes, yes. Oh, 1 second. 1, 2, 3. One more. I make a sweet potato pie, and when my one aunt who is currently in Louisiana is local, she will tell me there are two things that for Thanksgiving I have to make for her is the sweet potato pie and homemade rolls. So, in fact, I use the same dough for my homemade rolls, my dinner rolls, that I will turn around and create cinnamon rolls with. So there's that. Ooh, what is your go-to candle scent when you want to feel relaxed? By the way, how many of you are candle people? I just made candles for Mother's Day. And oh, they got such rave reviews. I'm very, very, very pleased at how they enjoyed them. And I'm trying to make sure that I didn't forget to check a question. It looks like I'm good. So, what is your go to candle scent? For them, I made a candle scent called Valley Breeze. And in one case, the mom sent me a text message and said that their older child was standing over the candle. It hasn't been lit, just sniffing it. So that made my day. 2, 4, Pico. 1 second. And I will look up. And Kitty Lane said, earthy scents. Okay. I like things that make me feel calm. So I'm a big user of the essential oils. VJ said stress relief. Lady Elaine said lavender exchange. Exchange. And Kitty said, I'm an outdoor country girl. I'm a city girl. City girl here. Suburban, but city girl. Bougie, city girl. Proper bougie, but yes. But I love that we're different and yet we're so close because we have our circle. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Um, I'm back. Was I lost? Okay. I'm confused. Did we lose connection? Because you said I'm back. I was lost. 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bear with me. See, sometimes when I'm looking down, I think things are happening and I'm not aware of it. So there is that. And these are the last 4. 2. And Lady Elaine is sharing her love with me. Yay. So did I disappear? Oh, I froze for a bit. Okay. Did I freeze? Or did maybe your device freeze? I'm not sure. And that's okay. If it did, it did. I apologize for you guys having to endure that. Okay, there it is. Let me shut that down. 1, 2. We are almost done with that. I'm glad I'm back. I'm sorry that I disappeared. I'm totally confused about that. 1 second. Okay, so you two go together. We'll pull you out. We will close our center and pull that to the front as well. We'll put you together. We will here we go. You're probably like, okay, you're losing it. Hey, how are you today, Trisha? Glad to see you. Thank you for being here. And here we go. This is our butterfly. Now, ignore the hanging pieces. I literally just made this. But this is the butterfly. It has its wings. And I think we're going to do a little something to make the wings stand out a little bit more. But I want the 4 wings so that it looks like it's flying. So, what are your thoughts? We're going to tweak a few things. And of course, it's got to have the antenna, which will hold these wings out a little bit more. But I'm excited about it. And here's a closer view of it. So, yay. I'm just groovy. You are. You are. And thank you for being up. I know you're on the other side of the world, sort of. California is the other side of the world. Make it do form said, I'm looking forward to making it. I am looking forward to sharing that pattern with you guys. And if you're wondering what that butterfly is about, because maybe you just joined us, the butterfly is related to the Share Group, which is the organization that supported me and quite a number of families who've experienced pregnancy and infant loss. And I want to do something to give back as a community. So I am asking those of you who can to join us next week during Stitch Circle. A few days before, I'm going to drop the pattern as a community post on my channel. And then I want you to come back with us Saturday and make them with me. Continue to make them. And I will be collecting them. I'll get with Lady Elaine and see if we need to put a deadline on them. But I think we're going to do it throughout because there's always a need. And I'm also going to have to talk with the organization to find out what they can safely and reasonably store. Because I don't want to get over inundated with them and not have a place where they can go. But at the same time, I don't want to promise that they can have X number of butterflies and then I'm one of the only people making them. You know what I mean? I'm not saying we have a number, we don't. But I need to know what they want and what they can handle. And then we'll talk about the numbers then. This is something that just came up this week. and it's still in the early formation, but I wanted to bring it to you guys to first see if you wanted to do it. And so many of you are being lovely to me and saying yes. But I also want to manage the expectation reasonably. So that's what that's all about, and that's what it is, and that's our butterfly. As you can see, it doesn't take very long to make. And that's even with me being distracted, asking questions, and thinking of random thoughts. So, Sada, I am excited. Um, here's a question for you. What is the most relaxing sound in the world to you? I'm trying to think. The most relaxing sounds are either going to be the sounds of birds or water for me. Gentle flowing water and birds are my two relaxing sounds. If I need to do a sound bath to just clear my space and clear my mind and put me in a good center space, those are the two. Lady Elaine said the ocean. Kitty Lane said bossa nova or rain. Ooh. Now, Kitty brought up rain. And I don't know how many of you do those overnight long play videos of sound. I love rain sounds, but they cannot have thunder in them. Now, mind you, a real thunderstorm I can sleep through joyously. But the generated thunderstorms give me nightmares. Night sounds like frogs and owls. Yes, yes. And Trisha said the ocean, black screen. Of course, black screen. Because if the light is on, we will, even in our subconscious, wake up and watch what we're looking at. So, okay, I forget to tell you guys, sip, sip. Get your sips in, whether you're drinking your water, your coffee, or whatever. Not my business. I'm not judging. Okay. I got lost. Christine said, um, it's Christine. Okay. I don't know. Mm. Ah. And just so you know, Christine, as I recall, you're kind of following the Cozy Encyclopedia. Episode 5 will return this Wednesday. I'm going to redo it, refilm it. I will tell you right now, it's pretty much going to be the same conversation, but I've made a tweak to the video to make it easier for everyone. Hi, Diana. Welcome in. Welcome in. I need that coffee, but it is almost gone. Is it? Wait a minute. We have a backup for the coffee. Literally, I have a backup. So I'm going to add that to my cup. Bear with me. What, please? I hope everyone is enjoying their beverage and their project, and that you all have made progress on your projects. I told you I blended my protein this morning. There. I knew I was going to drop that. There you go. Now I have two things I need to pick up. That is so good. So, here's a question for you. Hey, Sue-Ann, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Here's your question. What's a small luxury you think everyone should treat themselves to? What is a small luxury you think everyone should treat themselves to? I'm trying to think. You know what? Everybody's definition of luxury is different. And I think whatever that is for you, I think at least once in your life, you should have the exact thing you want. If it's a bougie yarn that you would never pay that amount of money for, at least once in your life. And before you buy it, have a plan of what you're going to do with it. Cold Stone ice cream, regular pedicures. Yes. Quiet time alone. You know me. You get me. Quiet time alone. Yes. Quality hand cream. Yes. Heck yes. 1 second. I'm sorry. I get to restart our music because literally I've been listening to this since probably 7:30 this morning, and eventually the music needs to restart. There we go. Quality hand cream. I will make my own. I will make my own. Whether it's the buttercream, full body massage. Okay. Just had a body massage 2 weeks ago. Ended up in the hospital. Not because of the massage therapist. It was not their fault. I was already dealing with stuff. But here's my cheat code for massage. My massage therapist is my daughter. She is a licensed massage therapist. In fact, she's at work right now. And when I'm dealing with a problem and it can be handled with a massage, I have her do it. Because, yes, although I will admit, I'm notorious for giggling while she's massaging because I have very dense muscles. A long drive. I'm trying to think. Does that work for me? Sometimes. Sometimes it does. Yes. As a licensed LMT, I fully support the massage. Make change. I love it. Do me a favor, send me an email, please. I want to chat with you. Want to chat. And Christine, same. Email. By the way, Trisha, uh, I need to talk to you. So email me. I have questions for you. I have questions for a few of you. But Trisha, I have something I want to talk to you about, and I can't talk to you about it here, but I want to talk with you. So big love, big love. So back to our questions. I had to adjust my pillow because I needed to sit up more correctly. Periodically, I have to remind myself about my posture. Anyway, oh, now this is something I have never done for this reason, but I've done it. Where's my email located? My email is located in the description box of most of my already existing videos, but I will give it to you here. It is YesMichelle Crochets at gmail.com. And Lady Elaine, if you are near your keyboard, can you type that in the chat for me? Because my keyboards are not where I can put my fingers on them right now. Okay. Here's a question, and I do a bit of both. Do you keep your tiny yarn scraps in a jar, or do they go straight in the trash? And let me see, I might be faster than Lady Elaine today. Woohoo! I'm never faster than Lady Elaine. Let me see if I can get that done. Scoop, doop, doop. Oh, she got me. See? I told you guys I'm never faster than her. Depends on your mood. You know what? I get that. I have multiple little, they're not around right now because of course I've been crocheting in other places. But I have these little they're like cups that have a little flip lid that I can put my scraps in. Lady Elaine has got me. Project bag for me. Ooh. So do you have a pocket in your project bag for all your little scraps? Like, and I'm talking the tiny little, like when you cut off the tip of the end of a project you're making, and you're talking less than 4 inches of yarn. What do you do with that? Do you throw that directly in the trash, or do you keep it in the jar and use it as stuffing for a project you might make? What do you do with those pieces? 1 second, I'm gonna turn that off. Ooh. Okay, Make It Do Form said if it scraps from weaving in the ends, they are now getting thrown away. If there's enough to make something with, it gets saved. I'm hiding my face as I say this because I should be ashamed, and yet I'm not. I'm throwing it all away. Scrap that I could make a little something with, probably gonna throw it away. Just be honest, it's gonna clutter, and I'm not gonna do anything with it. Starting a new project for me, oftentimes I get more excited about starting a new skein of yarn or a new hank or a new donut or ball or whatever you want to call it than I do of recycled yarn. But I'm the worst when it comes to recycled yarn. It's just not something I enjoy. Um, Make Change said, I'll put it in the zipper bag. Trisha says, trash. I love that. Trash. My scrap ball sacks are full enough. Respect. Absolute respect. Kitty said, when I feel adventurous, I tie them. Oh, when I tell you all that hurt me so bad to even read, I would never scrap play mats for the kids. No, no. But I love it for you. I do. I genuinely do. I'm just not going to do it. I use the small bits for fringes and stuffies for Army. Smart. So smart. I'm not, I've made fringe occasionally, rarely. It's not my go-to. It's not my thing. But I love how beautiful it makes certain projects. I'm inspired by the sight of it. I'm just not gonna do it. I made fringe for the Donna poncho that I made for my daughter. I, however, was not about to have fringe on mine. In fact, like literally, my left hand balled up because I will fight you over putting fringe on something I have to wear. My clothes don't need hair. So there's that. That's just how I see fringe. But as a person of a particular age, team no fringe. Lady Elaine gets it. Okay. So, and here's the question I was going to ask and kind of fitted away from it. Have you ever crocheted in a public place just to see if someone would ask about it? No. Have I ever crocheted in a public place? Yes, all the time. But so somebody would ask about it, that means I have to talk to you. So no. I've used it for runners and vests. See, I love that. I've made a few table runners, but I usually do a decorative framing on either end and sometimes a very delicate border on the sides. Lady Elaine, childhood trauma from fringe infused the 70s. Yes, 1970 right here. No way. No way. But depending on where you are in the timeline of life, fringe might be beautiful to you. It's beautiful looking. Please let me be clear. It is beautiful looking. But the assembly will drive me nuts. I've done it. I don't like it. And I won't wear it. Heck yeah. Love the questions. The amazed stares. All of it. And Trisha said, I don't people. We don't people. I'm of the belief that many of us in the ecosystem of today's life. If you're above a certain age, we don't people. We don't people. And I think for some of us, no matter what your age is, if you had not such a great experience with COVID, coming on the other side of it, you people less. You people less. That's just me. And that's not a political statement. That's not a, a religious statement. That's just it's a human statement. Ooh. Are you a morning stretcher or are you straight to the caffeine person? Now, let me start with, because I have to. I get up and I try to remember to exercise most every morning. But before I exercise, I coffee because I need to be awake enough not to fall off the device. I ride through Walmart crocheting on the daily. But do you do it so that people will stop and ask you what you're doing? Or do you just happen to be crocheting? Lady Elaine, I don't people. And doing something just for the attention questions is performative. And I don't do performative. I'm a whole ecosystem right here on YouTube, which may seem performative, but it's not. It's virtual community. If I can share information with you, help you grow your enjoyment and love of this fiber arts space, then wonderful. If you just need somebody to keep you company and hold your hand while you do the things you do, I'm doing that too. But performative, not I, not ever. That's not my story. Those who choose to perform, okay, have at. That's not me. And Trisha said, coffee, coffee, coffee. Kitty said, morning stretcher, definitely. Now, like I said, coffee first, exercise directly after. Because if I don't exercise before the daycare gets started, it doesn't get done. And the truth of it is, I'm supposed to exercise at the end of the day. I go to bed. I go to bed very, very early. If you expect to send me an email at 8 p.m. Central, anticipate it will not be responded to until 3 a.m. when I wake up. Just saying. But that's me. I'm that weirdo who flipped. I used to be a night owl. Like, to know me in my 20s and my 30s, up all night. Yes. Me now, I'm racing the sun to go down. Okay. And lately, the sun is staying up later than I. I've gone to bed and to sleep with the sun fully out, happily. But I also wake up when the moon is enjoying its midday. There is that. But yeah. And if I could, like, we were talking about your fantasy place to live, my fantasy thing to have on my bedside table, my CPAP, because I like living. There's that habit I've gotten very much used to. But my fantasy thing to have is the coffee pot that makes a cup of coffee with all of the things that I want in my coffee right by my bed. Doesn't call after 7 p.m. because she knows I'm not going to answer. And if she does call, it better be a medical emergency. There is that. Because I'm not going to answer. I'm not going to hear it. I turn my devices off so I can go to sleep. I get up, and if I called every person who called me after 7 p.m. at the time I woke up, they would have very, very, very ugly words for me. So there is that. Have any of you looked at the time? Are any of you aware that we've been on for 2 hours? I just caught that. So, with that being said, I think we should go. Wait a minute. Make Change said, I drink tea in the morning. Wish I could have coffee like I used to. I'm sorry. I feel bad because I love coffee. It literally, coffee is my friend. And it's very, 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 very good. I love coffee. I remember being told I couldn't have coffee. I have tried mushroom coffee. I think you get what I'm saying. And if she does answer, you might get your feelings hurt. Yes, 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 yes. She's not wrong. I will bite your head off and spit down your throat because don't wake me up. Do not. I don't call her after 2 p.m. Well, after 2 p.m., I'm, fight deep in the middle of daycare life. And yeah, I can't talk. So calling me is leave me a message. Leave me a message. Guys, it is 11:02 my time. I love you. Thank you. If I could give each and every one of you a hug, I would. Thank you. And yeah, I know some of you are probably saying, stay, stay, stay. I can't. I can't. I have to film that video. I need to work on perfecting the butterfly pattern and getting that done. And I need to refilm episode 5 of the Cozy Encyclopedia. So here's the lay of the land for this upcoming week for YesMichelle Crochets. Tomorrow, I am going to try, no promises, to post on the community tab what the lay of the land will be. We will have a premiere this Monday at 1 p.m. Central Time of the video that I'm going to be filming as soon as Kitty says I send telepathic messages, and sometimes I get them. But we're going to have a premiere at 1 p.m. Central for the video that I'm going to be filming in a few moments. And then this coming Wednesday at 2 p.m. Central, we are going to have dun, 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 a premiere of episode 5's Cozy Encyclopedia. So my son being home, he has told me he will watch over the daycare kids during nap time. So at 2 p.m., I'll be available to do that. But again, that's on Wednesday. Thursday and Friday, hook. One of those 2 days, I will be dropping a community post of the pattern of the butterfly in its final form. And then, of course, next Saturday, we're going to come together, bring your hook and your DK acrylic yarn, and we're going to together work on making that butterfly. And Make Change said, I'll do the mushroom coffee every now and then. I love you because I have a mushroom coffee. And after I finish decorating and doctoring it up, I can endure it, but I don't like it. I don't. I love coffee since I was probably earlier than 5, but at 5, I started literally tricking my mother. She'd pour her cup, set it down, go do something for my brother. And when she stepped away from that coffee, I'm chugging it, setting it down. She'd go sit down, look, think she drank it and pour herself another cup. And if I could catch her twice, oh, I'm buzzing. She could never figure out what my energy was. My energy was I was stealing her coffee. So there's that. Okay. Yeah, no, you can keep me talking forever. Stop it. Stop it. Go do your thing. Enjoy your day. I love you. Have some fun today. Remember over here, yarn is made cozy. It's made that much more cozier by you being with me. Thank you for your time. I'll see you soon. Do me a favor. When this live ends, give it a few minutes, let it upload to YouTube, come back and drop a yarn ball in the comment section so that YouTube knows that replay team is there as well. I love you. Have a beautiful day. I'll see you soon. Till then, take care. Bye-bye. And of course, it